If you don't know me, my name is Walt Nolte. I'm the president of Casper College. I've been a college administrator for about 40 years. I can say without a doubt that this is the worst day of my career. Our thoughts go out to the faculty, staff, and students. Our thoughts and concerns go out to the faculty, staff, and students involved in this incident. We are an institution about people, our faculty, our staff, our students, and this hurts. We have counseling staff available on the third level of this building. They're working with the police crisis management team. And let me close by saying that I appreciate the quickness, the scope, and the quantity of the police department and other emergency services response. Thank you.
John Patterson, the city manager with the City of Casper. Our condolences go out to the families of those lost today. And also, I want to acknowledge what Dr. Nolte was saying. For the faculty and staff here, this has to be a horrible, traumatic day. When Dr. Nolte says worst day of his 40-year career, I believe that. And our sympathies go out to you, Dr. Nolte, and to your staff and faculty. I want to thank those that assisted the City of Casper today in this response. I want to thank the County Sheriff's Department, state officers and officials, and federal officers and officials. And particularly want to thank our fine team, Police Chief Chris Walsh, and the great job that his team did, and also our emergency medical personnel and fire service personnel. They've had a horrific day themselves, and had a chat with a number of them, and this will be a day that they'll unfortunately long remember. I'm appreciative of the training that the chief asked our department to go through. An active shooter training exercise takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and because of the training that they have done, they were prepared for this day. And I appreciate the chief and our training officers for being prepared for an event like this that you hope never will happen in your community. But they were ready and were very efficient in their dealings today. And just want to commend the chief and his group. And also, again, our fire personnel that had to work a couple of very nasty scenes. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chief Walsh with the Casper Police Department, and this morning at just after 9 o'clock in the morning, we received a call of a traumatic injury that had occurred at the college. As more reports came in, it was an indicator to us that this may be an active shooter type situation, so we responded accordingly. Approximately 33 law enforcement officers from different agencies in the county responded to the college, and we quickly contained the building and started sweeps through the building. And this was at the World Science Building. On the third floor, we located a crime scene and secured that, and then we moved on to clearing the rest of the building, looking for other people that might be injured or other people that might be doing any violence. We did not locate any others. We evacuated all the students and staff that were in the building to another location at the college with the help of Casper College security and the college staff. They facilitated that very well with us. What we found was 2 people deceased in a classroom on the 3rd floor, and as this was all unfolding within minutes of the initial call, we received another call, a traumatic injury on the 3700 block of Hawthorne Street. And in total, we have 3 people who are deceased. One of those deceased is who we believe was committing all the violence. It does not appear, and what we can find is that the individual that committed the violent acts was not a student of the college, but that there was a known relationship between all 3 of them. And that's the basics of this. And it's a troubling day. This is a day you hope never comes into your community. And we've practiced for these types of drills, but no one is ever ready for this to actually hit home. And today, or as we speak now, we're still working the crime scenes, and we're still trying to uncover some of the details. And So right now, there aren't a lot of specifics, and there's also things that, at this early stage in the investigation, I won't be able to make public, but I'm open to questions.
We know no firearms were involved, but can you confirm the weapon? We've heard a lot of hearsay about a bow and arrow or something like that may have been involved.
There is a lot of information going around the social media sites, and there were no firearms involved. There were edged weapons involved.
And when you say it was shortly after the initial call, do you have an approximate time span?
Well, it was approximately 2 minutes. The initial call came in at 9:06 this morning here at the college, and at 9:08, literally while most of the people were still responding here, we had the call in Hawthorne.
Can you explain how those two locations are tied?
I'm not prepared to explain the relationship just yet, but I will say that everybody involved was known to each other.
Approximate ages or male, females?
2 males and 1 female. And as far as the ages, let me explain my concern and why I'm being a little bit cryptic on my answer on who these might be. I think it's very important that we let the family members be notified in an official manner, and I'm afraid and I suspect that with all the information and speculation that's going on out there, they're going to find out, or they have found out, through an indirect means, and I think that would just add further tragedy to the entire day. So that's why I'm not releasing very specifics on the individuals.
Would you feel comfortable saying if they're all adults?
Yes, they are all adults.
Can you comment on how the suspect died? You said apparent suicide, but means for that?
An edged weapon.
Was there any warning or indication before the attacks?
No, there was not. There was no information provided, through the police department. As I said, it doesn't appear. Everything we can find, he was not a student here, the individual that probably committed these acts, and there's nothing in the records that would lead up to any kind of threat awareness for us.
So you don't have a motive or anything of that nature?
No, not at this time.
The press release says he wasn't a current student. Did he ever attend classes here?
I can't confirm that. Nothing recently.
We know it's 2 males, 1 female. Was the suspect male or female?
The suspect was a male.
Was the suspect found here at the college or the other location?
Here at the college. Our best guess at this point, and remember this is very early on in the stages of things, is that the crime on the Hawthorne address probably occurred, or had to have occurred, prior to the one here at the college. We were notified immediately by individuals here at the college that it was going on.
Can you give a timeline? You said at 9:06 you received a phone call. When did the first officers arrive on scene, and when did they reach the classroom?
The timeline's going to be a rough guess right now, except for the initial calls, but at 9:06, just after 9:06 in the morning, the call came into dispatch, and it was aired out to officers, and right about 9:10, the first officers were on the radio here, and so you've got less than a 3-minute response there, which might not be entirely accurate because a lot of responding officers are trained just to go in. You have to go in and immediately look for anybody that's committing any kind of violence, and then protect anybody else that's in the building. So you don't initially call out on the radio always as you're pulling up like you would on a conventional type stop.
Now, you said it was in a classroom. Was class actually in session during the attack?
Yes, it was.
Are you guys in the process right now of notifying the next of kin?
We are locating next of kin and working the notification absolutely as fast as we can, for the same reasons I spelled out earlier. I want to emphasize that this is a horrible tragedy, and I want the city to, well, I can't say, just feel safe right now. There is no one at large, and there's not a threat of random violence or anything like that stemming from this event.
Do you have any indication that the suspect had any help or was I guess, working with anyone else, or is this a solo?
We have no indication of any kind of help, any kind of other people involved in this other than just the three that we have, and the suspect appeared to be completely alone.
Can you comment at all on the size of the weapon used?
No, ma'am, I can't. Thank you, folks. I appreciate you coming in.
Chief, you said the class was in session. How are the students who are actually in the classroom? Do they have any trouble or evacuating, or how were they able to get out given the scene is happening right there in the classroom with them?
You know, to give you the exact details of that, I just can't right now. What we did was we got everybody out of here as fast as we could and relocated them. So I don't know exactly what their exit method was.
And when the officers got to the classroom, was the suspect already deceased at that point?
When the officers first arrived, there was still some signs of life, and medical people were summoned in right away to do an assessment, and he had not survived. And you know, that's a good point in that, is that through the training, through the preparation that we've done, we've worked methods where we can still be in a situation where we believe there may still be some danger somewhere in the building, and medical people are still able to come in and make a quick assessment like that. So it was a rapid response by the medical personnel. There just was nothing they could do.
And after there, did you sweep the police sweep the rest of the building at that point?
Absolutely. We do a quick search just to identify anybody that might still be trying to commit any kind of harm, or anybody that might be injured. And then we do a very slow systematic search, which takes hours. And that's all been completed, and these are the only people involved.
And you mentioned that this was not a former student that you can see as of right now, but is there going to be increased security now that this instance has happened, with people coming in and out of the college that may not be students?
Well, you always continue to evolve any of your security strategies and that kind of thing. I can tell you that our relationship with the Casper College security and staff is exceptional, and we do training here, and we work together closely on a lot of different things. If there's areas that we can find for improvement, certainly we'll take those. But Casper College is a very secure place. It is very seldom is there ever any type of problem here, and I think we'll do what any responsible person would do and assess everything that goes on. And personally, I'll assess the police department's responses to things, how we did it, what can we do better, and I'm sure we'll work closely with the college and see if there's anything we need to do there. But I think it's important to know that this is a very safe campus and a very well prepared campus and city.
And you said there's a known relation between everyone involved. Can you confirm or deny if that relation was by blood?
No, I cannot.
All right, thanks everyone. These gentlemen all have some other meetings they need.